Hi everybody, I'm Miss Karen at Adams Memorial Library in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Welcome to our May Inquire Within program. So for May, we are all about Wild Kratts. So lots of Wild Kratts fun for you this month in the kits that we'll have down in the children's room that you can come and pick up. It's got a lot of Wild Kratts activities. It's going to get you outside, get you looking at animals, all kinds of fun stuff. You can come down and get a kit in the children's room, or you can just call us and have one reserved, or as many as you need reserved, and pick them up through curbside service, so you don't even have to get out of your car. And if you're not able to come to the library, you can always email us at kids@adamslib.org, and be happy to send you out the information for the activities that are going to be in this month's kit. Some of the things are making colorful chameleons. You know how chameleons can blend into their surroundings? If you do this activity, you can color your chameleon yourself and see how it blends and how it changes, because you get to move the chameleon around and see how its coloring changes. There will be in the instructions in the kit, there's also this picture of the chameleon, and that is what you'll use to cut this out of one of the paper plates. There'll be paper plates. There'll even be a couple of extra paper plates in your kit in case you mess up. Not saying I messed up, but if I did, I would have had some extra, because it is a little bit tricky to cut the chameleon out of this plate, but you can do it. I know you can. You just have to take your time. To start it, you probably will have to trace the chameleon. You'll cut this chameleon out for the template, trace it onto one of the plates, and then carefully cut it out. So you might have to fold the plate a little bit, make a snip with the scissors so you can get your scissors in there, and then you just carefully cut this out. If you need some help, that's okay. It's a family affair. Everybody can work on it. The coloring is something that everybody can do too. You color one of the plates and that goes underneath. You cut the chameleon template out of the other one, and then there will be brass fasteners in your kit so you can attach the two plates together and then turn them around. But I thought, why waste that nice chameleon? So I colored mine, and I actually glued it on to the paper plate part that I'd cut out to make it just a little sturdier than just the plain paper. There'll be a stick like this. See, it's like a big popsicle stick in your kit. I colored mine green because I thought we could put the chameleon inside a plant. Probably inside. Outside the colors might run. You can use whatever colors you have at home. If you have paint, I had markers. You could use crayons, colored pencils, but it's just paper, so it might get a little soggy outside. But you could always stick this in a plant if you have any plants inside, and see how your chameleon friend blends in. So the chameleon's one of the things you can do. And another one that you can do with another plate is making great big colorful snake that you can hang up or make slither around. So on this plate, you will draw a spiral shape, a little neater than I did maybe. Mine's a little bit off, but this is what you do. Make the spiral, and mine turned out to be a long, skinny snake. If you wanted to make your snake a little bit wider, then you would just make fewer spirals. But once you've finished making the spiral all the way out to the outer edge, then you will color it again. Paints, colored pencils, crayons, markers, whatever you have at home. Color the whole thing, and then you will start cutting on this line. Start at the outside and cut around and around and around and around till you get to the very center. And that's going to be the snake's head. And there'll be some wiggle eyes in your kit and some string, so you can attach your string. And I don't want to take them for a walk, doesn't seem right, but take your snake so the snake can travel along. So that'll be in the kit also. There's also some other things like these creature power cubes. If you want to play with these, you can put them together to have your creature power generator. You'll cut them out on the dotted line, and then all the solid lines are folds where you'll fold them. You'll fold them and you'll attach, either you can use tape or you can use glue to close everything up. in your kit to make it into a cube, and then you can roll it and see what creature power you get. So, for example, if you get cheetah power, you can run around the house as fast as you can. If you get peregrine falcon power, I think you might be a really good hunter. If you're using this one, you can decide how you would like to do things like a different creature. You could dance like a gazelle. Very gracefully. You could dance like a monkey, maybe kind of silly. You could brush your teeth. Brush your teeth like a crocodile. It'll take you a long time. You'll have a lot of teeth. So you can decide how you want to play that game. And there's even spaces on here so you can make up your own creature power too, and your own things to do with your creature power. So you can make those cubes. Another thing is, you know how the Wild Kratts have their power suits where they get powers and they can then interact with the animals even more? Well, there is a set of crazy power suits in here. What you will do with these, you'll cut them out and then you'll staple them together, or you could use tape to attach them to make a little book. But it's actually going to be a flip book, because you will also cut, there's a little line here, so you'll cut between the heads and then the bodies and then the legs of these. You don't want to cut all the way through because then it won't hold together as a book. That's when you get out your trusty tape. But you can mix and match and see how you would act with these kind of things. Like maybe you had a lion head and, maybe you had this kind of bird body. Yeah. Horatio body, and maybe you had, woodpecker legs. How would you act then? What kind of creature would you be then? You'd be something with a loud roar, probably. So you can mix and match and pretend you can be all kinds of different creatures with the Wild Kratts. You can also do some science. You can do science experiments like the Wild Kratts would like to do. In this one, you can investigate how objects sink or float depending on what the liquid is that they're in. So you can do that at home. You can make an animal mistaken identity guessing game. I don't know about you, friends, but I really have trouble remembering which one's the alligator and which one's the crocodile. I'm pretty good on which is the toad and which is the frog. But if you have a little trouble, these are almost like flashcards that you can do, and you can even add some more. If you have other animals that you know you have a little trouble with, you can do two different creatures, the two kind of birds that you can't tell apart, draw them on here, and then, by studying them, you'll learn more about them, and maybe you'll finally figure out which one's the alligator and which one's the crocodile. Believe, because it told me, there's an answer at the bottom. This is the alligator, and this is the crocodile. Another thing you can do outside is set up an obstacle course and then go through it like you had different creature powers. So maybe you're running like the cheetah outside, maybe you're going to be flying like the falcon. You can set it up however you want. You could put cones outside, you could put some chairs that you'll have to crawl through. Maybe you'll be like our snake friend here and slither through on your belly. Another good thing to do is get outside and use your creature powers that way. Now this is a Go Wild game where it's got lots of cards, and you can play it like a memory game. You can cut them all out, you could put them down and see if you can match them up. Can you find two wolves? Can you find two monarch butterflies? Or how about two screech owls? There's lots of cards here, so you can play that with your family or friends. You can even design your own creepy, cool creature. A little hard for me to say, a creepy, cool creature. You can draw it whatever you like. Yeah, you can see what could Martin and Chris and Kiva, what would they like? So you can make a brand new creature, and then you can write about your creature's adventures. What is your creature going to do? What powers is your creature going to have? What would you tell the Wild Kratts about your creature? And if you do all the things in this kit, then you can fill out your Wild Kratts Adventure Passport here and check off all the things that you did. If you design a creature, if you make up a story about your creature, if you play the games, mark it all off in your passport. And also there will be some bookmarks, Wild Kratts bookmarks in here, so you will be all ready for when we do summer reading. Our summer reading program starts next month. You can check out Wild Kratts books. You can check out books from all our PBS Kids friends, and you'll have some bookmarks all ready to go. So as I said, come down to the library, get your kits. We'll have them as long as supplies last. And I want to thank very, very much, I want to thank our friends at WQED Education and Clearview Federal Credit Union, because they're the ones who let us make these kits for you, to share them with you, share all the Wild Kratts fun with you. And I want to thank you, friends. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for coming and getting your Inquire Within kit, and I hope you'll have fun being good creatures this summer. Thank you. Bye-bye.